So I'll be able to do something, but I'm still very new to it. Creature awakens. Rumours of engineers meeting sticky ends. Scared off the park staff leading to its recent sale. The bargain price presents an irresistible opportunity. So hire some new staff, complete construction of the park, and ignore the reports of strange noises underground. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. I would probably be worried about that. It's like something off Star Wars. Okay, so this is the park. Everyone likes this ride. It gets quite a large crew. It's just like one of those cars that you get in and they travel very peacefully around the scenario. I don't think there's that much for them to see unless they like going around tunnels. You can vaguely see the outline of it, can't you? Underneath. But my objectives are at the here. So employ 2 janitors. I can do that. So we find a couple of janitors. Chuck a couple of them down. Then I've got to build 2 rides. So let's work on the rides. If people like queuing up here so much, they might like a couple of rides nearby. So if we take a look at the track rides... No, let's go for traditional rides. I get different rides in this version. I don't have the teacups, but I do have the Rocktopus. And the Rocktopus is going to rock you. So let's whack the Rocktopus down here. Place the entrance. Place the exit. And then connect. That's got such a weird angle to it. I'm going to keep that. Okay, so that's the first part. If you want to complete it at hard difficulty, you've got to carry on going now. So we need to fill in a path that's going to make its way to the exit so people can actually get out. That doesn't look very comfortable there, does it? It seems to suggest that I can't do it. Can they not get out? Let me get them out. Hang on a second, this might be a queue. Terrain too uneven for this path. Oh no. Snagged right at the start. The hardest thing about this game is the angles, because it's in 3D, whereas most roller coaster style tycoons... There we go, I managed to do it. Are 2D. So you just got to get the angle right. Right, so that's a shop. Rather, well, that's a ride. So you can test it, but I think sometimes with some of the shops you can just open it straight away, because I don't test my rides. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. So what this means is that customers can now come down here and ride the Rocktopus. What is this? This is just a building. I don't know whether it serves a purpose. It looks like it does. What does it sell? Oh, it's an information kiosk. Okay. That can bring some customers in, and then they can ride the Rocktopus. Alright, let's have a look. I wanted to get another ride, but come round here. So, if we take a look here, we've got this, the whirly rig. Let's rock down the whirly rig. Let's now get an entrance. Let's get an exit. And now complete the difficult task of getting it to line up correctly. Oh no. What I don't like about this is that you actually lose money every time you sell. Go back on yourself. So trying to line everything up can be a bit of a predicament. So why can I not line that up? Because I haven't used the appropriate path, I think. That is a blue queue path, so it is the appropriate thing. It's a queue. What's wrong with the width, high rise? How do I get people in? So this game kind of plays itself to some degree. You can hear a lot of the stuff going on in the background. Let's start again. My goodness. So you're coming out like this. That looks smack on. But it doesn't like it. And that's too high. How could that... Oh, I get it, because this is at a gradient. Okay. Ah. So I can't do it to gradients. I'm still very new to this game, so... I still can't connect it. I'm looking for a... That isn't at a gradient. That's what I was trying to do. But it's making out as though it's obstructed. On the bottom right you can change the angle snap degree, width and length and stuff. Okay, well let's try that here so I can join up. So if we go to the length, which is already at the shortest it can be, the width, I don't know, turn that down to nothing. The angle snap, that means it's more smooth as to how you wangle it. And if you put in a 15 degree, it moves at 15 degree snaps. I might just have to... I'm going to have to line it up with this. That's a long queue, but screw it. This is too much hassle right now. I can work that stuff out when I'm playing it in single player. Can we please... Why won't you let me finish this? Why won't you let me finish this? There we go. Yeah! I did it. I did it. That was really, really difficult. I'm not sure I'm going to get people out of here. Actually, if I can join that up with that, I'll be okay. Okay, so... I think we're using this path. There we go. I did it. I've completed the game. So this ride we can now open. So that's 2 rides and 2 janitors. I now need 2 mechanics for when one of these rides inevitably breaks because I don't test them. So let's go back to park management. Get a mechanic. And another one. And we need to build 3 more rides. So I could use this area, but at the moment I'm trying to make the most of this area because one thing I noticed when I quickly tested this earlier is that you get a massive queue around here. So there's a lot of people that wait in that queue. So I wanted to also give them something to do around this area rather than build too far forward. I mean, I don't even have to use this area. I mean, that area looks pretty cursed to me, so I might keep them away from it, actually. I might keep them away, so I'll concentrate. That reminds me, I need to get shops so you can get other facilities such as food and drink as well as toilets, which are definitely needed. So if we consider shops, so pirate double food store, we can have that. Should we have that over there or around here? I'm running out of space though if I go for that. We can have it inside of this. That's not really what I'm supposed to do with it, but one thing I noticed is that you can kind of float these buildings around. So SED allows you to sort of position it. I've got to wangle the dangle. So I've got to get it to the same length, the same height. So that looks about the right height. You see what I mean? It's a careful art, this is. That actually fits there quite nicely, I'd say. Wouldn't you? So all I need to do is get a path going, and then people can start eating. Are you going to let me do it? Kind of. That's a weird looking path, but... What's with that path? There we go, that's a bit better. There's just this tree in the way now. So we get rid of that tree. Or move it. Or is the tree part of the shop? Let's see if the tree's part of the shop. It is. There we go. It's looking quite good now. My OCD is being quite satisfied. I'm going to see if I can do some shenanigans and another path. So you get daytime and nighttime cycles here. I've gone too high again, haven't I? We're going to do this. You and I, we're going to get this. Oh wait, it still can't be done, can it? Because it doesn't like going to that path. I have an answer though. Yes! Nailed it! So, all I need to do now is get some drinks going as well. So we go back to the shops and facilities. Get the pirate shack. It will let you know whether it hooks up with a path or not. So you just got to position it and hope that it sort of builds its own path. If not, then no deal on the pirates. There we go. So we've got drinks. This is looking pretty good, doesn't it? So they can go for their food and come round for their drinks, or come here. A little bit of a shortcut. That ride is really popular, look at it. What we need to do is assess that we've got some pretty long queues. So what we should be doing is actually taking a look at how the ride operates. You get ticket prices, all that kind of good stuff. It loads up on a half load, but I think we can fill it up to full load, to be honest, with that many people. I can always come back and change that. I mean, feel free to tell me I'm doing it wrong, because I am very new to this game, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's not necessarily the right approach, but that's how I look at it. So we got food, we got drink. I know I need to build more rides, but I need to make sure the customers have got their needs taken care of. So if we go for some toilets... That's toilet shack. Which one can hold more, though? I don't know if you get too much more detail out of this. Overview. Info. Containing 2 toilets. Ah, okay, that's what I was looking for. Pirate themed toilets. It looks like you get more toilets there, though. See, it doesn't make sense how it's floating off the ground. I got to be honest. I don't know how that works. You'd think you'd have to build some sort of foundation, but apparently I can bypass that. Now let's go back to path and give them another exit as well. There we go. Floating toilets. I don't know if you want to be underneath those toilets. Have I played any RCT? How do I like Planet Coaster? I don't know what RCT is. But Planet Coaster, I do like. I didn't like it last night when I played it because it's very unintuitive. But once you play it for like more than 10 minutes and not on stream where you're pressured, you can actually get into it a bit more. Right, so we've really filled this up. I noticed that it wants me to try to utilize this. So I can try to... Why don't we just complete the path and fulfill the prophecy? And now we can maybe build some rides around here. That looks pretty good from a top-down point of view. So what rides have we got? I might have to start researching rides if I've got to build 5 of them, although I have got 5 available. There's the kickflip, which is one of my favourite rides. This used to be at Southend. So if you hold down shift, you can lift this up into the air. There isn't much room for a queue though, if you do that. So I need to almost see if I can get rid of these trees. Or at least move them. Rotate, reset, surface move, M. Here we go. Let's move these over on this side for now. There's a mermaid statue, we can just put that there for now. No point letting that go to waste. Because you also want to put in some aesthetics that look pretty. Will I be able to join up a queue to this anyway? I can join up a queue to there. So that's where I'll put my queue. Because it's like that angle again. It's a shame it doesn't connect properly to angles. So let's get a ride going. A kickflip. I think that's about the right height. Place the entrance. Place the exit. And now let's connect. And also connect for the exit, of which is way too high. Oh no. Can I bring that down anymore? I think I'll have to reduce the height, the length of it. Ah, stop that, stop that. Behave, behave. So I can't pull that down anymore. But what I can do is reduce the length so I can do that. Damn. This goes all over the place. I don't know how to cancel it. You have to end up building it and then sell it again. I tell you, doing exits is the hardest part of this game. It's kind of ridiculous. Seriously, high rise, do you have this trouble? I bloody do. That's on a flat plane. I know what I'll do. Let's sell these and just do it from here. Please let me connect. It's right there. You don't have to be so difficult. There we go. I think that's it. That's an interesting staircase, but it gets the job done. Let's open this ride. Nothing can go wrong. That's a really fun ride. Actually, that's not the one I was thinking of, but that's still a fun one. Right, this is looking alright. I kind of like the idea of everything sort of being paths within paths so people can move around. So if I open up more pathways. There we go. Smooth sailing. I know what I'm doing. I feel like a drunk person trying to angle in this game. There we go. So there's more pathways going to everywhere. Thank you, J-Tools. Thank you very much for the sub. Try to align the align to grid option. I've created coasters, but no one wants to ride them because they're far too dangerous, and you lose a lot of money from building rides that no one's going to ride. So we've got the Whirligig, we've got the Roctopus. I don't think we have a Cycola. No, we don't. Let's get one of those. I think I know what that is. I don't think we have many of those in the UK. I don't have any luck with it. Oh my god. Building paths. Certainly a challenge. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Very smooth. I can probably get a couple of shops there, actually. I feel like the paths are the roller coaster. You know what I mean? The paths are more of a roller coaster than the actual coasters themselves. It's all good to go. Average guest happiness is declining. Why? Guests think the Whirly-Rig one has a long queue time. I thought I fixed that by letting more people on. It does have a long queue time though, you're not wrong. Maybe some guests are just complaining. There's always a bunch of thieves, and it takes a while before you can catch them. One way to increase the chance of catching them, I think, is to whack down a bunch of security guards. People love that ride. I should increase the price of this ride. It does actually kind of teach you something about how some business works, and you're not going to like it. Because the way this works is, for example, you'll get information, notifications of people saying, oh, so-and-so ride is really good value for money. So what that then says to me is, I will then go to the ride and then increase the value. Because they're saying, oh, it's a good deal, so you may as well increase it. And I'm also increasing it because it's such a massive queue, so we don't want so many people going out. They can go to other rides as well. $29.90. Bargain. Ride the coaster. Yeah. Give me a second. I'm trying to get stuff done. We need a few more shops. People like to eat. So the question is can I get a path from this anywhere? I wish I could get past from that. That would make my life so much easier than having to make everything straight. If not, then we'll just... trying to line something up here. Damn. Okay. I've got a way around this. You're not gonna like it. The game doesn't like it. Why can't I build around there? This makes sense, trust me. To be fair, I'm going to start getting offers from companies to wanting me to build them a theme park. Look at that. It works. Look at all these paths. It's just options. It's options for people. Let's have a look at the rides. No, not the rides, more shops. We want people to be spending their money. So, give them some drink, some food. Got some food. Are you being sarcastic? High Rise. He says I'm really good at building parks. I think I am. Like, this works, don't you think? Look at it. It looks fucking awesome. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but, you know. I'd go. If someone made this, I would go to it. I think you know you would as well. I just like that you can have buildings floating in the mid-air and there's no sort of punishment for it. Watch out for watch out for the wood as you walk through the path. It's not an easy path to get through. Like, we can look at these happy customers. And this is them walking through. They seem happy though. This is a tree in the way there. Don't worry about that. There's a tree in the path here as well. This actually makes it easier for you to tell what's wrong with your park when you can see it like that. So we could move these trees a little bit, couldn't we? That's better. So, Looks like the customers have got their food. At the bottom left here, you can see the amount of profit and stuff like that you're making. Finances, things you can research, markets, staff. Because this is early on into the game, I don't think you need to research too much. You get a few things that you can already pre-build. One thing I'm not too keen on is the fact that, I suppose it's good that it's an option, but there's DLC. That staircase is messed up. There's DLC, but that means that you look at rides, for example, you think, oh, I want to build that, but then it tells you can't because you need the DLC. So that kind of sucks. But you can still get quite a lot of things. So let's go back to more rides. I mean, oh, the boom boat. Everyone likes that. I'm getting confused by my own layout. Especially when you get massive things like this. Oh yeah, you can edit any building and add to it, but I haven't got to that stage yet where I'm doing that kind of shenanigan.
My soul longs for peace.
Oh, thank you, J-Tolls. Thank you very much.
None of them know my true power.
That's right.
Merry
They're all
Christmas,
jealous.
Rainbows. Thanks for another year of WC3 entertainment.
You're welcome. This is your WC3 entertainment right here. This is a massive ride. One of the tricks is when you're very new to the game, is working out where the bloody entrance part is. But typically it's where the railings is, like that bit there, with the pillars underneath it. You need to raise and lower the building multiple times before you can work out where it can be placed. That can just about fit there, so that looks good to me. If we take these filthy trees and place them amongst the ride itself, makes it a bit more appealing, but also clears things up. I'll have to change some hotkeys here so I can do this stuff quicker. It's a bit like Photoshop in some sense, like press M to move an object. Hold down Shift to bring it down. Okay. Let's get the entrance going. I think I'm going to connect the exit first, because the exit's the hardest part. Letting people get out. Okay, let's get the queue going. I think this ride you have to test. You can't get away with just going straight to open. So you got to test this. So we're going to run a test. And we're going to ride the ride. Now look at that. It's dusk. Select grid high rise. I'll have to have a look for that in a moment. I can build a ridiculous coaster as well, but the only problem is when I do that, I won't be able to use it because no one will ride it. They won't ride it. I've done it before. It's rideable, it works. The craft goes from point A to point B, you know, round, and it doesn't break or anything, but because the ride is just too scary, no one gets on it. So you've basically spent like $5,000 or whatever and got nothing out of it. The effects are quite good actually, but that's probably because I've got the graphics on max. Yeah, the graphics are high, you can tell, because of the water and all that. Bear in mind that you can zoom right into the tiniest detail and zoom all the way out, so it can't be too detailed, otherwise that would just break your computer. I've been on this ride so long it's gone daytime again. This ride does suck a little bit at the moment, but I think this is the good bit now. It's coming up to it. That's just like easing you into it. Some of the rides are really short, and some of the rides can be really long. I made a coaster that was nice and long, you know. It was scary as all hell, but it was nice and long. But again, that works against you sometimes. You just want to make a coaster that's actually pretty short and sweet, because they had a pre-built coaster in the pirate level, which was really short. It only lasts like about 20 seconds or something like that, but people were queuing up for it like mad. Oh, here we go. It does remind you of a log flume as well, because it does move in a sort of bumpy fashion. That's how they work. They're not always smooth. So you lose a bit of velocity. I don't know if you can edit the ride. I don't know if you can create your own log flume ride. I think you might be able to. I wish I brought a tarpaulin or something like that. Anorak. Delete a part of it and make people fall out. I haven't got to that stage yet, high rise. In the old roller coaster tycoon games, I used to put people on an island full of security guards. Basically, it's a prison, or drop them into a tower that was like elevated 1,000 feet in the air, but the tower was filled with water, so they'd drown. This is why I should own my own theme park. That looks good to me. So you get your details, excitement, not too high, fear, actually almost as high as the excitement, so it's not a great ride, but I guess it's a ride. Got 5 rides now. So I've got to employ 2 entertainers and attract 1,000 guests. So all I need is another 13 guests and whack down a couple of entertainments and we're good. That shows you how it's done. So go to staff. Can I put them on the log flume? Oh, it won't let you do it. I'll put them on the path now. He doesn't care about the stairs. That was pretty baller. He just did a spin on the stairs. Okay, let's go to another entertainer. What was I doing? Park management, that's it. That's your job. Someone's out there doing that. Okay, so we got that done. Shouldn't be too hard to get like another 10 guests now. And that's the job done. See, people don't mind the floating buildings. I don't know if there's a nice way to make them look like they're not floating in midair and you can build something underneath them. I think there are. Like, you do have a whole bunch of scenery that you can put down. But I'm very new to this, so I haven't worked this stuff out. So you can probably connect stuff and make pillars or a bunch of rocks. Here we go. Now it makes sense. Oh, that's not even underneath it. The camera angle got me again. Okay, I'll just put a rock here. There's things that you should be putting in though from the scenery, which is stuff like a bin. So bins make it easier to manage your park as well as benches and all that kind of stuff. So you kind of want those things. But again, you got to have the macro management of a god in order to manage it. What if I do a path that goes into the pit? Hey! I just did it. So there you go. So these are the first... Well, this is the second stage if you start a new campaign in this. So that's all good. And then it will obviously get progressively harder. And you can do your own start from scratch levels. But for now, I think we may as well build a coaster. So this looks like a good place to do it. The thing is do I have enough gold? Not really. But if I build a custom one... I've got to build a custom one with like 3,100 gold. I'll see what I can do. I gotta go for a top-down view. That's so high in the sky. I've only got 300 gold left. I think I'm going to lose money now. I can't do it. Is there a cheat code I can put in to give myself some cash or something? If I just sell a bunch of buildings or something, I can finish it off. Sorry everyone, park's closed. All that delightful work putting the park together. Okay, shall we continue? Many guests are trapped in the park. Wait, hang on a sec. Does this think the ride is finished? Let's place an entrance. Place an exit. Of course it can't reach. I'm going to have to do some stupid path in a second. Okay. It's all good. Test. I'm excited. Oh man, when you get to the top it's so scary. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that sunrise. Or sunset. One or the other. Oh! Into the pit! Alright. Let's go. Can I open as the ride is untested? What? I did test it. It's tested. Stop the test. Ah. That's pretty awesome. Like, it goes in there, you can see it blowing up. Okay, let's see if we can finish this off then. How do I continue building it? Or is it done now? Are we done? You can save it as a blueprint, so I guess you can use it in future if you want to for other levels. Not that I think you would want to. It's still testing it. It's still sending... Oh. Oh, that's a problem. I have to go back a little bit. Because it can't make it all the way up. That's kind of handy that it showed me the testing. Oh, hello there, demigod. Yeah, I'm doing very good. Just building a track for all my customers to ride. I need to reduce... There we go. I've still got money, so I'm still good for cash. Doesn't seem to like what I'm building though. I can't seem to go any further. Maybe you can't build over these parts. It just blew up. Alright, let's go back. Why won't you let me go any further here? Let's turn this round then. I've got to actually connect the bloody thing together again, haven't I? It's like the best ride ever, this is. Someone put a lot of time and effort into this one. Okay, that's a little bit too close to the customers. They don't like that. I'm not done yet. I'm not finished. Ah! We've got to straighten things out now. He needs to stop being at an angle. That works. Oh, there we go. Shall we test it? I'm excited. Alright. Let's get ready, people. We're going. Thank you, Demi. You're upside down for half of it. Now that is a ride you would pay to go on. Look at the excitement levels on that. Your ride is too scary. Guests won't want to ride it. It's 3.86 excitement. The fear rating is 13.89. Nausea is 9.42. I guess the thing I find a little bit upsetting about this is that it's hard to create a ride that is, you know, pretty crazy and be rewarded for it. Generally speaking, the more boring you make your ride, probably the more luck you're going to have in terms of actually getting people to ride on it. So what we want to do... That guy just brought his kid away from the ride. We're going to grab him. Put him back at the entrance. No one is going to ride it. I've never got anyone to ride any of my roller coasters. Can I get the maintenance guy to test it out? Oh, I just fired him. Well, whoops, you know. Ride the ride or fired, it's the same thing. Close enough. Okay. Well, I don't think anyone's going to take a go on it. So you need to go for calm, then a bit of scary, then a bit of calm. I don't know, but this is my point. You put all that effort into a roller coaster, and it costs you like 7,000 quid or whatever it was. How much did it cost? Monthly, it cost me 1,000 a month just to run it, but it cost me 8,000, I think, so far, just to build the thing. I destroyed my entire park for this thing, and no one wants it. But I do like my pathways. You got to admit, those are pretty cool. Look at that, how it all kind of intersects. You got way more options as to where you want to go, and that way you can access all of the rides much easier. Alright, thanks very much everyone for watching. That is the end, and it was a good bit of fun. So, this is Planet Coaster, and this is my early stages in it. Perhaps when I get a bit more advanced at the game, I can show you some other stuff I've done with it. But for now, thank you very much, and take care. Who thought it was scary? What? The actual person that operates the machine even thought it was scary. Okay. Right. That's it. I can't get them to ride it, can I? Can I get them to test it?